Hello, good morning, students. How are you? I think you are. I hope you all are fine and safe in your house. Myself, Pallavi Karhad from Nehru Nagar Municipal UP English School, Kurla, and our subject is General Science. Now, I am going to share my screen with you. Welcome to BMC Education Department Online Education. Pallavi Karhad is here from Nehru Nagar Municipal Upper Primary English School, Kurla, Mumbai. Standard 8, and my subject is General Science. So students measure anything, what instruments we need? Let me show you some picture of measuring things like measuring scale, then measuring tape, and also they use measuring can for liquid. We measure liquid, then we use this measuring can for that. And also available for the, here is weight for measurement. You all are learned this in the last previous standard. So students, these are all about the measuring things. Now let me know you. You know there are 4 types of seasons are there: summer season, spring season, winter season, and autumn season. These are the 4 seasons. But which season is going on? Oh, winter season is going on. And in winter season, what you feel? You feel very cold during the winter season because the heat of the sun is very less. In the opposite, what will happen in the summer season? Here it's in the summer season, the temperature is a very high, very hot as the temperature is very high in the summer season. It means that there are a heat of the sun are a different in a different weather. We observe it and we imagine it. See here, the sun rays are in the summer season and also our winter seasons. They are less and high. In summer season, they are high temperature, and in winter season, they are low temperature. It means there are different effects of heat we are observe it. See here, 4 season and the 4 effects are shown in the picture. So let us see here. Our chapter name is Measurement and Effects of Heat. So students, today we are going to learn about chapter number 14, Measurement and Effects of Heat. Let's start the lesson. Before starting the lesson, let's answer few questions. Which sources do we get heat from? Those children, there are different sources from which we get heat. We get heat from sun rays and also from the sources of electricity. How is heat transferred? Children, see here. I have shown one picture for it. There are 3 methods by which heat get transferred. First one is a conduction, convection, and radiation. These 3 methods are there. First of all, conduction. What is mean by conduction is here? What happened? Children, conduction in which heat from the stove transferred to pan via conduction. That means students, solid material heat is transferred as shown in the picture. Students, heat from the stove transferred to pan via conduction. See here, the conduction is there in the solid form. Next one is a convection. Heat is transferred to water via convection in liquid form is there. Radiation. The element transfer the heat to the kitchen via radiation in gases. All these are three methods from which heat can be transferred. It means that students, in solid, conduction happen, liquid, convection happen, and gas, radiation is happen. So this is all about how is heat transferred. Which effects of heat do you know? There are many effects are you shown in the picture. See here. Let's learn one by one. Expansion, change in temperature, change in state. Let us see here. When heat is provided to the substance, the molecule gain or absorbs energy and vibrate and force other molecule apart, and as a result expansion of a liquid or a substance takes place. The expansion, there is a boiling water picture is there, so the heat is provided to the substance, that times the molecule gain and it absorbs the energy and water will be boiling and result expansion of a liquid or a substance takes place. Next one, change in temperature. What happened in the change in temperature? See here, students, when heat energy provided to the substance, the kinetic energy of its particle increases, and so the particle move at a higher body temperature, higher speed. This causes the raise in temperature, or can you say it as increase in the temperature. So you can see, students, the temperature is increases while providing with heat, and the flow of the temperature is hot body temperature to low body temperature. Next one, change in state. Students, we know there are three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Yes. So there is a picture for that: solid, liquid, and gases. So let us see. When we heat ice cube, we all know the ice is in a solid form. When we heat ice cube, they will convert it into water. Water on further heating change into steam. It means solid converted into liquid and liquid converted into gas. When we give heat to substances, okay, when heat is provided, the change in state due to heat is provided to them. Next effect is chemical changes. Heat is a form of energy. So chemical changes. Heat is a form of energy. It plays major role in chemical changes. See here, students, when we cook food in the kitchens daily, when we cook food, due to heat is provided to the food, it means only the food particle becomes soft. And these are all the chemical changes takes place due to heat. When we heat gives to the product, when we heat gives to the substances, that time the food particles become soft and chemical changes happen here. Next one is heat is a form of energy. Students, heat is a form of energy which flows from an object at a higher temperature to object at lower temperature. We can see the flow of heat from hotter object to colder object. As shown in the pictures also, the temperature of cold object is lower, see here, than the temperature of a hot body object. It means conductor of energy of a flow from hot body object to low body object. Thus, we all are know about the temperature. Ice cream is a cold and tea is hot. It means that thus the temperature of ice cream is less than the temperature of tea. It means ice cream is a cold and tea is a hot. It means the temperature of ice cream is less than the temperature of tea because the tea is hot, and the flow of heat energy is go through hot body object to cold body object. See here, hot body object, flow of energy from hot body object to cold body object when we give heat to them. Let us see more information about them. Here, when we give heat from an object, it expands and it's contract on cooling. See here, ice cube is there and boiling water picture is there. So when we give heat to the water, that time it expand, and on the cooling, when the water is cooling, that time it's contract. So when heating object, that time it's expand, and on cooling it contracts. These two things are remember, students. It means that the heat is provided to the water, it will expand and its volume will increases. But opposite in the solid form, what happen on cooling water? What happen? It will be contract and it will converted into ice cube. So the state of matter is changes. We all are know that learn about the states of matter: solid, liquid, and gaseous. Here is also there is on heating the water, it expand, and when we give cooling the water, it's contract the ice cube. See here, the important things are here. The unit of heat in SI system is joule and calorie is CGS system. There are MKS and CGS system is there, and the unit of heat is measured in joule and calorie. When we solve the example, that time this will be used, joule and calorie. Next one, 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule. Students, this equation is important for you because while we solve the examples, that time we use this equation in our example and solve it. So remember these things. 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule. 1 calorie heat is required to increase the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree centigrade. So students, let us solve one example is here for understanding the concept. How much heat will be needed to raise the temperature of 1.5 kilogram of water from 15 degrees centigrade to 45 degrees centigrade? Give the answer in calorie as well as in joule. So students, observe the example. Observe the example and first of all think that what we have given in the example and what we have find out. Okay. See here one by one. Given is mass of water is equal to 1.5 kilogram. That is given in the example. It means that it's 1500 gram. Okay, mass of water is 1500 gram. Next, what we have given? Change in temperature. There are two temperatures are shown in the picture, 45 degrees centigrade and 15 degrees centigrade. So the change in temperature means 45 degrees centigrade minus 15 degrees centigrade. So we got 30 degrees centigrade. So these two things are given in the example. And we have to find out the heat required for the temperature change. So use the formula for that. Here is a formula for you. Heat required for temperature change is equal to mass of water into change in temperature. So this is a formula for find out the heat required for the temperature change. So put the given values in this formula. See here, 1500 gram into 30 degree calories. Temperature is measured in calories. Okay. So heat required for temperature change is equal to mass of water into change in temperature. So is equal to 1500 into 30. So we got the first answer, that is 45,000 calorie is there? First answer is what we got. We have to find the answer in calorie as well as in joule. So first answer we got, that is heat required for temperature change is equal to 45,000 calorie. So next we have to find the calorie as well as answer find in joule. So as I earlier said to you, 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule. This equation will be used in our example for solving this example. Okay. So 45,000 into 4.18 joule. Here is a 1 calorie for 4.18 joule. That's why we have to put the values in the equation. It means 45,000 into 4.18 joule. So we got the answer 1,88,100 joule. Here is the first example. Let us solve the next examples which are given in our textbook. If the temperature of water changes by 10 degrees centigrade on giving 300 calories of heat, what is the mass of water? See here, students, observe the example and find out what we have find. So first of all, given is here, the amount of heat given to water is equal to 300 calorie. And we have also given the change in temperature is there. So change in temperature is equal to 10 degree centigrade. But we have to find out mass of water. So put the formula is here. Amount of heat given is equal to mass of water into change in temperature. So here I have put the given values, the example in the formula. 300 is equal to m. M means mass of water. So m into change in temperature is 10 degree centigrade. Next, when m comes towards the left side, that time 300 will be divided by 10. So we got the values of m. M is equal to 30 gram. It means mass of water is 30 gram. All are understand this? Okay. Mass of water is equal to 30 gram. So let's see next point, students. There are sources of heat. There are different sources of heat. So let us see one by one. Sun, earth, chemical energy, electrical energy, atomic energy, and air. So let us see one by one. First sources of heat is sun. Students, sun is the biggest source of heat received by the earth. Large amount of heat is generated due to nuclear fusion taking place in its center. In this process, hydrogen nuclei fuse together to form helium nuclei, generating the heat in the process. Some of it reaches the earth in the form of a light and heat. It means that, students, the center of a sun, what happen is there? Nuclear fusion reaction will take place, and you can see in the picture also. Nuclear fusion is a process in which one or more light nuclei like hydrogen, they will fuse together to form a helium nuclei to generating heat in this process, and some of it reaches the earth in the form of light and heat. It means that center of a sun, nuclear fusion reaction will take place, and you can see in the picture also. Nuclear fusion is a process in which one or more nuclei like hydrogen, they will fuse together to helium nuclei and they will produce more amount of heat energy and heat reaches towards the earth. So this is one of the sources of heat. Next sources of heat is earth. As the temperature of earth at the center of the earth is high, the earth is also a source of heat. This heat is called geothermal energy. See here students, you can observe the picture on the screen and you have seen the center of earth that the temperature is a maximum, that is 6000 degrees centigrade, which is a maximum, and also it called as 11,000 Fahrenheit. So it also produces heat and heat is called as geothermal energy. Next sources of heat is chemical energy. Here is oxygen, heat and the fuel are there. It means when the fuel like wood, coal, petrol, etc. burn, there is a chemical reaction between the fuel and the oxygen is formed there. Heat is generated in this reaction. It means that students, what happened in the chemical energy that is available for release the chemical reaction. Students, the chemical bond in which matchstick store the energy is transferred into the thermal energy when the matchstick is stuck. This is all about the chemical energy. And this is one of the source of heat. The next source of heat is electrical energy. In our daily life, you have seen many equipments which produces heat with the help of electricity. That is electrical press, electrical heater, and electrical bulb, etc. This is all about the electricity, which is the sources of heat. By using the electrical energy, heat is produces in these types of equipment, and there are several equipments which are from the electrical energy is there. Next sources of heat is atomic energy. Atomic energy. See here students, a huge amount of heat is produces in a very short time when nuclei of some elements like uranium and thorium etc. undergoes fusion. This is used in atomic energy product. So students, in atomic energy, atomic center, what happens? Uranium is a nuclear fusion reaction will take place. How it will place? So let us see here. Uranium taking place in which uranium will absorb the neutrons and it will converted into the isotopes. See here, U35 is converted into the isotopes U36. And what happened next? An isotope, it split. Uranium isotopes, it split into the lighter nuclei of elements like krypton and barium. And a very large amount of heat is produces. And this is all about the nuclear fusion. And this is a source of heat by nuclear fusion reaction will takes place. Next source of heat is air. That is, large amount of heat is present in the air around us. This is all about the sources of heat. I hope you all are understand sources of heat. Next point is our temperature. We can find out how hot or cold subject is by touching the object. It means that, see here, pictures I have shown to you. Our sense of hot or cold is relative. Okay, when we touch the object, that time we say it is cold or it is hot. That means students, while touching with the object, we can say if you are touching with the ice, we will feel it cold object. And by touching with hot object, we sense that it is a hot object. So understand that we can perform one activity is here to perform the temperature and touching the object. See here, one experiment, one activity is here. Students, three similar vessels. See here, I have shown you three similar vessels are here. Let's call them vessel A, vessel B, and the vessel C is here. Vessel A is filled with the hot water, and vessel B is filled with the cold water. And what about the vessel C? See here, what we do here, we fill the A vessel with the hot and B vessel with the cold water. So put some water from vessel A and the vessel B. It means that students, put some of the water of hot water and put some water from the B, it is cold water. So put some water in the vessel C. So next, dip your right hand in vessel A and left hand in vessel B and keep them immersed for 2 to 3 minutes. Keep your hand in the water, cold water and hot water. And now dip both the hand in vessel C. What do you feel? Both the hands are deep in the water in the same vessel. That is water at the same temperature. Okay. Your right hand will find the water to be cold, while the left hand will find it to be hot. What is the reason for this, students? Think about it. You must have understood from the above activity that we cannot determine temperature of any object accurately by simply touching it. Okay, students. This is an experiment for the hot, cold, and the warm water. But every time we cannot measure the temperature of an object by simply touching it, because it may hurt yourself. If the object is very hot, then it hurts yourself. No? That's why we need some device for the measuring temperature. We need some device, that is to measure the temperature, or the object is hot or object is cold. So we got the information in a few seconds. So for the temperature, we use thermometer is a device for measuring the temperature. Here I am showing you a picture of a thermometer. We all know. See here, there are different types of thermometer we use in our day-to-day life. This thermometer is used in clinical thermometer called as. Next one is, it's called as digital thermometer to measure the temperature. And this is a scanning thermometer. Okay, these all are about measuring temperature. Temperature is measured in unit of Celsius, Fahrenheit, and the Kelvin. All are the measurements unit of temperature. See here, we say that the 30 degrees Celsius, 100 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, in this type Celsius, Fahrenheit, and the Kelvin is there. These all are units. Heat and temperature. Heat and temperature is related to each other. See here, substance is made up of atoms. Total kinetic energy of atom in a substance is measured of heat contained in that the substance, while the temperature of a substance is related to the average kinetic energy of atom. See here, students, it's all about the heat, that is the kinetic energy of atoms in a substance is measured. So that times heat content in that substances. While we are giving the temperature of a substance is related to the average kinetic energy of atoms. Here one more important line is there. If the average kinetic energy of atom in two objects is equal, then their temperature will be also equal. We have already learned about the kinetic energy and the potential energy in last year class. So kinetic energy of atoms in two objects is equal when their temperature will be equal. So here I am showing you some differences of heat and the temperature is there. Let us see one by one. First is the definition of a heat. Here is a definition of a heat given. The degree of hotness or a coldness of a body or an environment. It means that students, when we measure the degree, it's a hot or a cold body. That is all about heat. The degree of hotness or coldness of a body or an environment. Okay. The next is a temperature. So the definition of a temperature is measure of a thermal energy or a coverage of heat of molecule in a substances. See here, there is a difference between the heat and the energy, thermal energy coverage and the molecule of a substances when we give them heat. Next is SI unit of a heat is joule. As I earlier said to you, SI unit and CGS system. There are two types of systems. So the heat is measured in joule. And another unit of heat is calories. See here, joule and calories here. These are units of heat and heat is measured in joule and calories. SI unit of a temperature is Kelvin. We measure the temperature in Kelvin and another unit of temperature is Fahrenheit and Celsius also. Celsius, centigrade. Okay. These are two types of SI and CGS systems. So remember these things as heat is measured in joule and temperature is measured in Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. Next point is measuring device of heat is calorimeter. Okay. And the measuring device of temperature is thermometer. Sorry. The energy of heat is given here. In heat, what happen is there, the total kinetic and the potential energy contained by the molecules in an object. When we give heat to the object, that times the kinetic and the potential energy will be changes, and the content of the molecules in an object, it will be also changes. So the energy of temperature is average kinetic energy of molecule in a substances. You see here, there is a total kinetic energy in the heat, but in the temperature, there is an average kinetic energy of molecule in the substances. Okay. The last point is flow of the heat and the flow of the temperature. We all are learn about the flow of heat. That is, the heat flows from the hotter object to the colder object. It means that the heat flows from hot body object to cold body object. Okay. The flow of temperature is rises when heat and falls when cool. It's different. Okay. Heat and the temperature. Here is a different in temperature. Rises when heated. When we give heat to the object, it will be temperature rises. Okay. And when we cool, that time it will be falls. Here is a difference and all are about the heat and the temperature. The relations between the heat and the temperature also is here. So students, see here, representation of a heat is denoted by Q. The representation of a heat is denoted by Q and the representation of temperature is denoted by T. Students, this is important for you because In the next lecture, while we solve the examples on the heat and the temperature, that times it will be used for us. Q is the representation of a heat and T is the representation of temperature. And we all are know about the heat is measured in Joule and the temperature is measured in Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin also. This is all are about the heat and the temperature. Let us see here. Let us summarize what we have learned in our today's lecture. Sources of heat. That is, there are different sources of heat. We learn here. That is sun, earth, chemical energy, electrical energy, and atomic energy, air. This is all about the sources of heat, what we have learned in today's lecture. Next point is thermometer is a device for measuring temperature. We learn the activity for them to a device is needed for the measuring the temperature, that is hot, cold and warm water is there. This activity we have learned, and thermometer is used for measuring the temperature. It means the temperature is high, temperature is low. We measure with the help of thermometer. Also, we learn the equation of a 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule. So this is important and remind it to your mind, because while we solve the examples, we also see there this is a very important and we use this in our example while we solve the example. Okay, and also we learn the differences between the heat and energy is there. There are so many points are there, as like the definition, measuring the device, SI units of heat and the temperature, energy flow of heat and the temperature, and flow of heat and the temperature, and next representation of heat and denoted by T and denoted by Q, the letters. All these are the differences between the heat and the energy, temperature. The various effects of heat. There are different effects we find on the object when we cooling the object, when we boiling the object, when we give heat to the object. That time what happen? It will expand, it will contract. All these are the effects of heat. And last one, we solve the two examples which are given in the textbook and solve it. Let's take the evaluation. Please, students, unmute your mic while I ask the question. State true or false. Temperature of a substance is measured in joule. Whether the statement is a true or a false.
Is measured in joules.
True.
True, miss.
True.
Miss, true.
False.
Yeah. So false. It's a false, students, because I will explain it. The temperature of a substance is measured in joule. The statement is false because the heat energy is measured in joule. All are know about the heat and the energy. That times I will explain that the heat is measured in joule and calories. But while we measuring the temperature of a substance, the temperature is measured in Celsius. So students, the statement is false, and the correct statement is the heat energy is measured in joule and the temperature of a substance is measured in Celsius. Okay. The next question is B. Heat flows from an object at higher temperature to an object at lower temperature. Students, the statement is a true or a false?
True.
True. True.
True.
True.
Very good, students. Very nice. Because the statement B is true.
True.
The heat energy flows from an object at a higher temperature to an object at lower temperature. That I earlier said to you, the heat flows from the high body temperature to low body temperature. That means the higher temperature to an object at the lower temperature. This statement is true. Very good answer. Very nice, students.
मेरे हाथ में बांध
Next question.
नहीं बांधने हाथ में ऐसा बांध
Joule
ऐसा
is the
बांध
unit of
ऐसा
heat.
पर ऐसा बांध दे अरे नहीं हाथ में
Joule is the unit of
False.
heat.
False.
Joule is the unit of heat. Whether the statement is true or false.
True.
False. False.
It's a true. Students, it's a true. The sentence C is true. As a joule is a unit of a heat. Joule is a unit of heat. Means heat measured in a joule as well as in calorie. We measure it in calorie as well as in joule. The statement is true. The statement C is true. Next, objects contract on heating. Tell me, students, the statement is true or false?
True.
False. False.
False. The statement B is false because as the object expand on heating, it means that, students, when we give heat to the object, that time it will expand and the object contract on cooling. When we cool the object, when we cool the water, that time it will contract and it will convert it into the ice cube. But the object expand while we giving heat to them. Okay, that's why the statement B is false. Next, F. Average kinetic energy of atoms in a hot object is less than the average kinetic energy of atom in a cold object. What is the answer? We have learned in the heat. Here, students.
False.
Very good, students.
False,
Very nice. The statement is false.
False.
Because, yes, correct.
प्लास्टिक
Very
से भी चला
nice.
सकता हूँ
Because the statement F is false, as the average kinetic energy of atom in a hot object is greater than the average kinetic energy of atom in cold object. This is all about the statement F. So here I am giving for you homework for you, students. So please take a screenshot of this screen for doing the homework today. Please solve it and send it on your school WhatsApp group. Just take it fast, homework. You will take the screenshot also. Okay. There are 2 examples are given for you homework. Very simple examples are there. So solve it. Okay, students. Please subscribe our YouTube channel, like and share also. Thank you all of you.